Join the HN Live family with its new video platform, HN Live Plus.
Oh! No. Oh, it's over! Whoa!
Not only will you get a platform with paywalls and copyright protection, but also 4K streaming at the lowest pricing with customer support.
Here comes Boyle on a breakaway. 5-hole scores!
HN Live Plus will also bring high-quality video production, video editing, and social media support to help grow your brand. Join the fastest-growing sports streaming company in North America, HN Live Plus. Call today and showcase your content. Join the HN Live family with its new video platform, HN Live Plus.
Oh!
No.
Oh, it's over! Whoa!
Not only will you get a platform with paywalls and copyright protection, but also 4K streaming at the lowest pricing with customer support.
Here comes Boyle on a breakaway. 5-hole scores.
HN Live Plus will also bring high-quality video production, video editing, and social media support to help grow your brand. Join the fastest growing sports streaming company in North America, HN Live Plus. Call today and showcase your content. The following is a presentation of HN Live.
What a move! Oh my goodness! How did that stay out? I thought it was in. Unbelievable!
And how about that? Score!
He scores!
He scored! That is beautiful. Scores! In this game, exceptional. And the champion of the John Reid Memorial Tournament. Playoff positioning on the line as Okanagan Hockey Academy Edmonton takes on the Okanagan Rockets at the 2026 John Reid Memorial Tournament. Good evening, late afternoon. I'm Sean Mullen. We're here inside the Performance Arena as we await Okanagan taking on OHA Edmonton. The Rockets, a very strong team in their own league, have not yet won here, facing an OHA Edmonton team that's 1-1 so far. They were stymied by CIHA to start the tournament, but responded with a 9-5 victory over the Calgary Bisons to get into the win column. Need another win to secure a spot in the playoffs. Should be a really good matchup here. Okanagan Edmonton's offense has been really tough to contain for almost any team, and leading the way is Micah Montgomery, who had 2 goals and 3 assists against the Bisons in their second game. He's their leading scorer in the regular season as well, and an absolute force. But OHA Edmonton's offense doesn't stop with him. They've got a pile of weaponry on that team that the Okanagan Rockets are going to have to contend with. The head of the snake offensively for the Okanagan Rockets is Nathan Steele, who's got 2 goals and an assist in 2 games in this tournament so far. 46 points in the regular season for the Rockets, who are 18-1 in league play, but have not picked up a win at this event as of yet, and are hanging on to very slim potential playoff hopes here. Looking at the Reid Division Pool C, Calgary International Hockey Academy is 2-0. OHA Edmonton and the Calgary Bisons are each 1-1, and the Rockets are 0-2. So if Okanagan can win and CIHA beats the Bisons, you'd have 3 teams that are all situated with a win and 2 losses, and one of them would have to advance through the tiebreakers. So that is the hope for the Rockets. For OHA Edmonton, if they can win, they don't necessarily secure a spot because the Bisons could beat CIHA, and then you'd have 3 teams tied at 2-1. And we'd have to look at the tiebreakers there. So still lots to be decided in the Reid Division Pool C as we listen into our anthem. In that for OHA Edmonton is Rowan Germain. who is 6-0-1 in the regular season with a 3.56 goals against average and 8.93 save percentage, has an 8.67 save percentage through his one start at this event so far, which was a 4-2 loss against CIHA. In net for Okanagan, Callum Vose, who's 11-0 in the regular season with a 1.59 goals against average. Lost his only start here, an 8.78 save percentage in that game, as Okanagan lost 6-3 to the Bisons and 6-3 to CIHA. So far at this event, looking for their first win, but still, the playoff hopes are alive, and we're off. Okanagan in their white jerseys with the teal and red trim. OHA Edmonton in the dark jerseys with the red and white trim. Played to the line. Ian Kim there. Kim had a little adventure yesterday, as that's iced on the second goal for OHA Edmonton as they trailed CIHA 4-1 late. Puck was deflected towards the net by Lynham, almost went in, and Kim, trying to finish it, ended up actually pulling it off the line. They scored 10 seconds later on a shot by Pellick. It was a scary moment, I'm sure, for him, as he almost took a goal away from his own team. But a very talented player who's always in the mix. OHA Edmonton, we talk about their offense. They've got 11 players as Harlick scores! 1-0 Edmonton, just like that, a snapshot by Kelson Harlick. And he has Edmonton ahead early, saying they've got 11 players on this team who are a point a game or better in league play. There's an example of why. A quick snapshot by Harlick. Great release. Vose couldn't find it. And we're just over 30 seconds into this game, and Edmonton is pulled ahead. Here's Okanagan coming on the attack. Steele getting it to the net. Poked out by Harlick. Steele shoves him. Nathan Steele, number 17 for Okanagan. 2 goals and an assist out of their 6 goals they've scored in the tournament so far. Goes in and throws a check on the forecheck there as well. As that's skated out by Gillespie. Here's Levitt, just onside. Drives towards the net, tries to tuck one in short side, and a save made by Vose. Grab now for Okanagan out to center ice, and dumped into the corner by Bolts. Check out an update from Red Deer against Colorado. Rebels leading it 2-0. And here's Colorado getting on the board. Nice shot to the back of the net, as they're making it interesting against Red Deer. They had a tough loss against Burnaby Winter Club yesterday. That goal from Spencer Wilmot, who's their regular season leading scorer, his second of the tournament, getting Colorado on the board against the Rebels. Red Deer already knows they're going to finish first in their pool, with Burnaby in second, so not much to play for necessarily. Is that shot ripped upstairs? OHA Edmonton leads 2-0 as Nate Harrington puts it over the blocker of Callum Vose. Harrington wide open, walked in and put that upstairs, and you can see the look of frustration on the Okanagan bench. That moment for a goalie where you hold your blocker out there almost in disbelief, hoping that if you just stare at it long enough, the puck will still be there. That was a great shot by Harrington. Okanagan just over 2 minutes into this game. In trouble here against OHA Edmonton. Hard knockdown there at the Edmonton line by Lynham. Forstall moves it up the middle. Away comes Montgomery, who scored 2 and had 3 assists against the Bisons to get Edmonton their first win of this event. OHA Edmonton, a finalist last year, losing to NAX in the championship game. Harvey, nice pass across the zone. Lynham can't get it to the net. Here's Lynham, moving it behind the goal. Backhand across the front of the net, doesn't connect. Lynham again. To Montgomery. Threw a puck towards the net. Now slid over to Kim, curls out. And Ian Kim can't get a clean shot out of that one. Dragging it. Trying to shoot that towards the goal was Martinuk. And another setup in the side of the goal area. Reid got a piece of that. Kim! Oh my, what a hit! Flying in with a shot on Knox. What a collision! And a goal by Kim right afterwards. Ian Kim doing a little bit of everything out there. Flying in to Kendall Knox. Look at this hit. Suitable for the old Rock'em Sock'em tapes. Then he lifts it upstairs on Bose and makes it 3-0 OHA Edmonton. How about that? That hit was something else. And in the same shift, delivering a goal. Seconds later, oh, almost another one here. OHA Edmonton on fire. Comes to the line, held in there. And a one-timer taken by Pellick. Save made by Vose. Trying to put out this fire. We're not 5 minutes in. OHA Edmonton looking for more. Pellick. Got some help. Dug out and centered. Trying for a one-timer was Harlech, and that deflects away from him. Backhanded ahead by Harlech for Pellick. Cleared to the line. Levitt keeps that in. He'll curl to the slot. Levitt! Stopped by Vose. Glove save from the Okanagan netminder. Take another look at that excellent shift from Kim. Knocking the glove off of Knox with a ferocious shoulder check. And then putting it upstairs. That's a shift to remember for a long time for Ian Kim. Puck hops out front. Looking for it there was Kane Strudwick. Kept in by Harrington. And down the ice it goes. Out of his net to play it is Germain, who's not faced a shot yet. Shot on net, 8-0 in favor of the Rockets, or the OHA so far. Now Levitt to the net. Trying to tuck one in here on Vose. 8-0 OHA Edmonton on the shot clock. Now 9, 3-0 on the scoreboard as Levitt couldn't quite pull the trigger there. Rockets in an early hole here. Vose under fire. Bose has been excellent in the BC League of U15 action, where he's 11-0 in the regular season with a 1.59 goals against average. You don't play teams like OHA Edmonton every day. Forstall moving it down, gets it back, and he'll wrist it upstairs and score. Ardello Forstall, his third of the tournament. Forstall putting that one in a great spot short side. Forstall has only played 7 games in the regular season so far. In that time, 9 goals, 6 assists, 15 points. Scores! And another one for OHA Edmonton. Braden Lynham unleashes a shot from the left point. That'll spell the end of the game for Callum Bose. He doesn't get run out of games very often. He's been so strong for Okanagan this season, but OHA Edmonton just keeps coming. There's the goal from Forstall. Another look at it. Great shot from that short side as Jackson Zinner comes in. Zinner 7-1 in the regular season for Okanagan. Scores! Austin Rideout hits 6-0. 6 minutes and 34 seconds in. First shot faced by Zinner comes from Rideout as Kim, a nice little setup for him, and Rideout rips that one in. And it is a big lead here for OHA Edmonton just to start us off. Edmonton, we knew the offense would come. The surprising part was how long it took for them to only score twice against CIHA in the opening game of the tournament. For them was the surprise, and it's now twice in their last 4 games that CIHA has been able to hold them to that number, but it doesn't happen often. Here's McGrath, Steele shooting, and that comes out to the neutral zone. Goes off of McGrath, Steele back in, and that'll be cleared up to Harlech. He's away down the right wing side. Harlech shooting, and that's going to be swallowed up by Zinner. Hangs on to it. Zinner into this game in relief of Bose. Making a stop just to get himself into things here. They said 7-1 in league play with a 2.43 goals against average as Zinner. So Okanagan in their own league, a very strong team, but it's one of the things you get when you come to a tournament like this. You get to test yourself, see how you match up with some of these top teams at all leagues across North America. We've got 2 American teams, team from Manitoba, BC teams, Alberta teams. You learn a lot about your group. Face-off won by Okanagan Hockey Academy Edmonton, and scores. Marek Pashko makes it 7-0. OHA Edmonton. Pasco off the draw, nice job. Hurling out into the slot and just lifting that. Good spot for it. Pasco makes it 7-0 Edmonton. We're not even through the first 10 minutes here. Forstall feeds it ahead. Wins that puck. Knocked away from him. Harvey coming in from the point. Tuck that towards the front of the goal. Now played it out to Lynham. He'll shoot it. Zinner checking his pads to make sure he's got it. And hangs on. It is 11:18 to go. First period. And a dominant performance by OHA Edmonton so far. Coaching staff for the Rockets trying to find answers. They're 0-2 here, but 6-3 losses in both those games. Nothing quite like this. And OHA Edmonton has come out on a mission. Here's Kim. Puts that right in the breadbasket of Zinner, and he'll hang on. Shot 17-0, score 7-0. 90% of the play, if not more, has been inside Okanagan territory. OHA Edmonton is not messing around. That's a hard knockdown by Steele, away from the puck. Backhand feed. And we're going to have a penalty here. And not necessarily too surprising. We may see a little frustration coming out for the Rockets. And OHA Edmonton will go on the man advantage now with Spencer Hall sitting in the box for 2 or less on a roughing call. First power play of the game for Edmonton. Whaling dishes that off Harrington. This is not the usual top group for OHA Edmonton. Already at that stage in this game. Pellick works it down. Harlech tried to center that. Now Harlech back to the line for Harrington. Harlech got to go back to Whaling, and that's cleared the length of the ice.
Correction. Penalty on the play, 2 minutes for roughing. 24 Hall.
First period's done. In the other game in this pool, CIHA leads the Bisons 5-1 after 1. And it looks like those two teams are the class of the pool. CIHA hangs on. They'll win the pool at 3-0, and OHA Edmonton, if they can hold this lead, they'll finish 2-1, leaving no mistake on the teams in the pool that will advance. Here's Strudwick. Knocked away from him, back to the line. Here's Lynham. Dishes over to Harvey. His shot blocked and cleared. Only one shot on net on the power play so far. 18 seconds left in it. Pasco to Levitt. Levitt takes it around behind the net. Got it to Lynham. Hits the outside of the post. Stays with it. Move back to the line. Oh, split the defenders all the way down onto the Edmonton goal. As Harvey's back for it. Up to Levitt. Speeds up down the left wing side. Oh, he's knocked down. Good shot there on Levitt, courtesy of Mason Hick. Blondin got it towards the net, and I think the goal came off the moorings. Plays whistle dead. Zico looks like he's in a little bit of discomfort there as he heads off for Okanagan. Not a dominant showing here by OHA Edmonton, and Germain has not had to face much yet. First face-off inside OHA Edmonton territory. And they're going to do it again here. Centered, off a stick, and away goes Montgomery. He'll dish that ahead. Followed up by Coder. Wim Coder, a call up for OHA Edmonton for this game. Bank pass, nice play behind the back to Montgomery. And his shot turned aside by Zinner. Micah Montgomery, very busy in the last game for OHA Edmonton, the 9-5 win over the Bisons. Scoring twice and adding 3 assists. He leads the regular season scoring for OHA Edmonton with 36 points in 16 games. And Edmonton continues the attack. Reid out. Had it poked off his stick. Trying to come up with it there was Martinick. Wrapping around behind the net, Martinick. Curls out, shoots, Zinner the save. 20th shot of the period there for Edmonton. And that's cleared out. Here's Harrington, banking it up to Martinick. Martinick holds, sets. His shot stopped. Rebound, Martinick. Dug out by Kim. To the line for Harrington. Wrist shot, stopped. Rebound knocked to the corner for the Rockets by Sluggett. Now back out front, and a quick snap by Kim, turned aside by Zinner. And the Rockets are able to clear. Harlock. 2 against 4 on the rush here. He'll wait for help, drop. Pellick. A slap shot denied by Zinner. Now, Okanagan Rockets have settled in a little bit here. Giving up a little less high quality scoring chances, but damage has been done. Still have 6:20 to go in the period. Into the corner. Trying to dig that out was Miller. Across now, Harvey misses the net on his wrister. And that's cleared out by Marchischuk. Back into the corner of the Edmonton zone. Little forecheck here now from the Rockets. McGrath lost it. Here's Pellick away, 3-on-2. Pellick dishes it off. Lyman, Pellick, backhand, scores. Great patience by Colby Pellick on that play. Doesn't just tap it in at the side of the goal. Waits for Zinner to commit to it. And then nice hands to cut back and slide it in. Watch He saw Zinner coming across. He's patient with the puck. Came back across and delivered the 8-0 goal. Really nice job by Pelech there. Scouts are watching for a number of things. Hockey sense is one of them, right? Goal scoring instincts. You get a puck in that position, some guys are just going to react, try to get it to the net immediately, not read the situation. And Pelech was able to read it, make a nice play, and get the goal. Strudwick brings it in, leaves for Gillespie, and his shot stopped by Zinner. Pashko was going to the net afterwards. He has one of the goals for Edmonton. See the shots on net. Pelech, similar story to the score. 26-1 shots, 8-0 the goals. Center. Forstall's shot missed. Montgomery comes up with that, sent it behind the goal. Good battle there behind the net. As Forstall was trying to come up with it. Now Forstall's got it. Can't go through the Rockets' defense. Nicely played there. Gross defensively. Let's take a look at the offensive explosion from Edmonton. One after another, after another, after another, as they've pulled ahead 8-0 here. Still 4:14 to go in the first period. This is how much offense they've had. It's the longest goal pack I've ever seen. And deflects out to the neutral zone. It's a tough one to play at this point for both sides. If you're Edmonton, you're in a tournament here, you're trying to stay sharp, but you don't want to just step on another team's throat. If you're Okanagan, down big like this so early, if you're down 3-0, 4-1, scores like that, you still feel like you get a couple, you can make it interesting. It was 6-0, not even 10 minutes into the game. It makes it tough to find what you're looking to play for here, as it gets a little heated in the corner of the Rockets zone. And a penalty coming as a result of it, I think, to each guy. Slug it going off for the Rockets. Forstall for Edmonton. Forstall sort of saying, I don't think I did anything there. Felt like he was just the recipient, but let's see. Well, he threw the initial hit. Did get a little smelly glove to the face afterwards, but I don't think there's a huge urgency if you're Edmonton to get back on the power play at this stage. 3 minutes to go in the first. Kim looking for the one-timer, fanned on it. Little spin move by Reid out. Drives the net. His shot stopped by Zinner. Here's Bulls. Reid out holds him up. Bulls trying to put good pressure on there. And that sent the rest of the way down the ice by Edmonton for an icing call. And Okanagan Rockets will get their second offensive zone faceoff here. And see if they can generate something. .226 remaining in the period. It appears, and we're still early in this game, I know, but barring miracles happening, they're going to end up finishing fourth, and Edmonton will finish second. So with that, sort of guesstimating what will happen for the rest of the other game, 5-1 CIHA leading, we can sort of get a picture of what the next round's starting to look like. We'll dip into that later on in the broadcast as Colorado has tied things up with Red Deer mid-second period. They're in a position where they could win 2 games but not make it through to the next round of the playoffs as Coderre comes in. As Burnaby has 6 points, Red Deer has 6 points already, and one of Colorado's wins was in overtime. So the most they could get if they do beat Red Deer is 5 points, and it'll still be short of what they need to advance into the playoffs tomorrow. But give Colorado credit after getting really run out of the building by Burnaby last night. Bounce back and play a very strong Red Deer team this well is a good sign for them and their resilience as a group. Westman let that get away from him, and it's a potential breakaway. Miller, stopped by Zinner. Good save made by the Rockets netminder on the breakaway from Miller. Still competing out there despite the score, and he makes another stop on Kane Strudwick, who let that fire. Kane, the son of Jason. Here's a look at the breakaway. Nice stop by Zinner. Stayed with him the whole way, didn't bite or give up too much. And he'll cover it up here again, and look out, getting a little feisty. Some frustration, I'm sure, in there for the Rockets. And we'll get another draw in their zone. Stay with us. Going into the break, we'll chat with Ian Kim, who had a pretty awesome shift early in this game where he threw a huge hit on Kendall Knox, and then seconds later scored a goal. He seems to be always in the mix for OHA Edmonton. That goal was the third goal of the game for Edmonton. Obviously things clicking for them as the clock ticks down. And quite a first period for Edmonton. Scoring early and often, outshooting the Rockets 33-2 and leading 8-0 after 1. Edmonton displaying all their offensive skill and that opening 20. Stay with us. We'll chat with Ian Kim coming up next. This is the 2026 John Reid Memorial Tournament from St. Albert on HN Live. A dominant first period by OHA Edmonton and an 8-0 lead over the Okanagan Rockets after one. We're joined by one of their 8 goal scorers in that period, Ian Kim. Ian, first of all, what's going right for you guys out there that's led to such a strong lead early?
I think we're moving the puck well, and we're being pretty disciplined right now.
I know the game against CIHA to start is very unusual for you guys to be held to 2 goals. What did you guys do to bounce back so well in the last 2 games?
I would say move the puck around, be more physical, and get more shots on net.
Well, speaking of physical, we just saw that great shift you had, a huge hit followed by the goal. Take us through what you saw happen on those plays.
I was high guy, and then the guy got the puck. I just hit the guy, and then Austin Rideout was going down on a 3-on-2, and then he kind of just dropped it to me, and I just ripped it home.
We always see you kind of in the mix on things. How much does being physical, being involved, make your game better?
I think it helps me get noticed on the ice, but it really just helps my team.
All right, thanks a lot, Ian. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you very much.
Ian Kim, one of the goal scorers in an 8-0 OHA Edmonton lead after one. They had a lot to celebrate. Again and again and again in that opening period. Still more to come on HN Live.
Join the HN Live family with its new video platform, HN Live Plus.
Oh! No. Oh, it's over! Whoa!
Not only will you get a platform with paywalls and copyright protection, but also 4K streaming at the lowest pricing with customer support.
Here comes Boyle on a breakaway. 5-hole scores!
HN Live Plus will also bring high-quality video production, video editing, and social media support to help grow your brand. Join the fastest-growing sports streaming company in North America, HN Live Plus. Call today and showcase your content.
A dominant first period by OHA Edmonton as we enter second period action between Edmonton and the Okanagan Rockets at the Performance Arena here at the 2026 John Reid Memorial Tournament. Interesting to see how these teams handle the rest of this game. There's still obviously tons of hockey left to play, but hard to imagine the result changing with an 8-0 score. And as dominant as Edmonton has been, as Kim looked like he was trying a lacrosse move there. Didn't work. I don't know how that would have been received. Comes in to Lynham. Centers. Oh, great save made by Zinner. Nice passing play, and Zinner sprawled out for the stop. And that'll be cleared out by the Rockets. Skated in now for Okanagan by McGrath behind the net. Shots were 33-2 in the first period. And away now comes OHA Edmonton. Coder feeds it back in behind the net. Zinner out of his goal. Pressure coming on him. Laid back to the line. There's Coder. Can't keep it alive. McGrath forced it out. And that's dumped just to the Edmonton line and then sent the other way. Where's the puck? Picked up now. Thrown back towards the line. That'll be intercepted. And a hit by Coder on Marchachuk. That battle continues between the two of them. Marchachuk, one of the smaller players out there, but a productive one. As that's dumped down the ice. Nice long feed here, deflected behind the Okanagan goal for Edmonton. Levitt trying to get a piece of that. By this point in the first period, we'd seen 3 goals. Definitely you've seen less urgency to attack for Edmonton as the game's gone along. The nature of the lead. Nobody knew where the puck was there. Levitt comes up with it. And he'll shoot. Zinner makes the save. He's made a couple of good stops. Had a save in the first period on Eric Miller on a breakaway. Levitt looks like he's hurting a little bit here. He heads off to his bench. Hopefully Levitt's all right. Looking at the playoff picture, from what I can tell, there's only 2 spots in the quarterfinals still to be decided. If we assume that CIHA is going to hold on here against the Bisons, they lead 6-2, and that Edmonton's going to hold on here against Okanagan. If we make that assumption. So the games we do know. On the A and B pool side, it'll be Red Deer against Edge, which should be a wonderful game. And Yale against Burnaby Winter Club, another one that I'd love to watch. And then on this side of the bracket, OHA Edmonton and CIHA await the results of Pool D, where what I can see still, it's to be decided between Delta, RHA, and NAX. I would think, based on goal differential and being 0-2, it's going to be awfully tough for Fairmont. But if they did get a win against NAX and Delta beats RHA Winnipeg, then we'd have a situation where there'd be 3 teams at 1-2, and Fairmont would still have a crack at it as well. So that's what we await in the late games here today, to see who the final 2 teams are going to be in that quarterfinal. The games we do know look like they'll be really good games. Red Deer and Edge and Burnaby Winter Club and Yale should be a pleasure to watch. Good save there, another shot, and Germain tested for the first time in this game, and a breakaway the other way. Oh, the between the legs move by Edmonton's Austin Rideout. And Zinner is there to answer. It's a couple good shots. Germain reaching out the left pad to make the stop, and then Rideout trying to get fancy on his breakaway. Zinner able to deny him. 8-2 CIHA leading the Bisons in the second period. So, yeah, I'm feeling more and more confident that we know what the results are going to be from Pool C. But at least going into the games tonight, we have some question marks. That'll make them fun. Rink Hockey Academy Winnipeg against Delta on the Messier rink at 6:45, and right back here on the Performance Arena, we've got Fairmont Prep taking on NAX, the defending champs. And again, like I said, if Fairmont can beat NAX and Delta goes to 3-0 with a win over Winnipeg, we could have 3 teams at 1-2, and then the tiebreakers would have to figure out which of those advance on. Whereas if Delta loses against Winnipeg and NAX wins, we could also have 3 teams at 2-1, and the tiebreakers would have to take over there. Because a 3-way tie is not determined by head-to-head. So that could really make things interesting. The results either way in the late games. As that play is called offside. But we're a long way away from getting there yet. 13:54 to go in the second period here. Let's take a look at the offside call here. I don't think it was. I would say it wasn't. Here's a chance for Edmonton. Centering feed doesn't get to Levitt. You can definitely see there's a change in the tone of this game. The push coming from Edmonton has really been since the midway point of the first, but they've only had 4 shots on net in the first 7 minutes here of the second. And they'll score one here, just as I was saying that. Second of the game for Pashko. That was a nicely set up play. Take another look here. Starts from their own zone. Harvey, a long feed up to Levitt. And Levitt will drive. Realized no path to the net, but he had an open man in front and got it to him. Just that little look to the net took the defender with him around behind the goal, and Pashko did a good job getting in a scoring position. As icing's called. By the way, if you're wondering about potential run time, that won't happen until the third period. Still to come at the Performance Arena tonight, as we mentioned, Fairmont against NAX. Pool D playoff positioning still at stake. 8:30 tomorrow morning. That quarterfinal, we do know which one that is going to be. That is, I believe. Oh, now I just lost my place. That one is going to be Red Deer against Edge at 8:30 tomorrow morning here at Performance Arena. And then the other quarterfinal here at 11:15 is Burnaby Winter Club against Yale. So our team that does a great job bringing you this multi-camera broadcast on the Performance Arena has got a couple of great games to watch tomorrow morning as Edmonton makes it an even 10. That's a nice, well set up play scored by Ardello Forstall. Take a look here. Again for Edmonton. Really good passing. Montgomery, one of the better playmakers out there at this level. Really good backhand pass across the front to get it to Forstall, and that extends the lead. And away comes Edmonton looking for even more. Fed ahead now for Marcheschuk and taken away from him. And that'll be whistled on the offside. 11:44 to go, second period, and OHA Edmonton dominant. But who will they face tomorrow? One of any four of the teams in Pool D could still be their opponent, depending on the results of their third games. Be interesting to see if they ever did end up meeting NAX, the all Edmonton matchup, which I'm sure those teams know each other pretty well. Slid in, nice goal by Lynham. As he was being bumped, with his head turned away from the goal, he's able to slide that one in for an 11-0 lead. Have a look here. Watch Lynham able to make the move with his eyes turned away from the net and then tuck it in. Smile on his face there as the offense keeps coming. Lynham deflects it. Well, OHA Edmonton knows what it's like to be on the other side of a game like this. For anyone still left, and there wouldn't be many. Last year at this tournament, here's Pellick. Drives out, scores. Really nice play to Miller, who finishes it for a 12-0 Edmonton lead. That was a nifty play in front. Miller, the recipient of it, and buries that puck. When it looked like Edmonton's attack was slowing down, they've come out and put a few more in net here. Watch the hands there by Pellick to set Miller up. Impressive job there. As Strudwick comes in and his shot goes wide. And offside called here. Okanagan struggling here, but you look at a guy like Hudson Bishop. They've got some really talented players on this Rockets team. Bishop, 17 goals, 16 assists for 33 points in the regular season. I mentioned Nathan Steele, 46 points.
Goal for OHA.
Aiden Potash on the blue line, 30 points.
17 points.
22 for Blondin and Knox.
Final goal, 10:47.
In their league, they don't lose much. But they've run into an absolute wagon here in OHA Edmonton today. And it can be certainly a pretty humbling experience sometimes. And we go to a lot of these types of showcase events, and you'll see teams that are top of the top in their leagues, and you feel good about where your game is at and confident about where your game is at. And then all of a sudden you step on the ice in a situation like this and you realize where the holes are in your game, as Montgomery's one-timer is denied by Zinner. Everybody's subject to a blowout every now and then, but you know, for Okanagan, team that doesn't lose in their league, go 0-3 here, have a game like today, you go, okay, maybe you throw out the 12-0 game, but from your experience against those high-end teams, the Bisons, the CIHAs, the Edmontons, you have tape to review and you can say, what are the areas of our game that can get better that we haven't seen tested as much in our league? And maybe those will be positive things that the Rockets can take away from this. Lessons they can learn to get even better at their level as they try to secure a provincial crown this year. Here's a shot as Weisgerber got it to the net and a save made by Zinner. Horsdahl. Nice stick handling. Whaling. Moves that over. Kept in by Harrington. Centering pass. Shot by Forstall. Stopped by Zinner. Montgomery trying to get to it. And that'll be cleared out. It can go a number of ways, of course, too. If you have a tournament like this and you don't respond to it well mentally, all of a sudden a team that was rolling could have their confidence shaken a little bit and bring that back to their league. But quite often, oh, there's a huge hit at center. Weisgerber going to get hauled to the penalty box. An immediate call on that one. Puck was long gone there. OHA Edmonton head coach Aaron Menard is his team in good shape in this game, that's for sure. Take a look at the top left of your screen. There's the hit. The puck was nowhere near it. I don't know. I mean, I'd have to take another look. I suspect it wasn't a lined up hit, more turned into him, and because he did, he finished it. But I don't see why you would intentionally go to throw that when the puck's nowhere around. But I guess I can't be sure. Either way, penalty call natural, and the first power play of the game here for the Rockets. Great game going on between Colorado and Red Deer. That's tied at 4. 16 or so to go in the third period between them. Colorado losing 9-1 last night against Burnaby. Knowing going into the game they can't make it through into the playoffs. And taking on a Red Deer team that's extraordinarily talented, and performance like that, they got to be happy with it. Now, of course, they'll be a lot happier if they can get the win. But that, no matter the result, will not, from at least my read of it, change what happens in Pool B. Red Deer will finish in top spot there, and Burnaby Winter Club in second. So that'll be lead to Red Deer against Edge and Yale against Burnaby tomorrow in 2 of our 4 quarterfinal games. Colorado, virtue of having a overtime win over St. Albert, will finish 3rd in that pool regardless of their result here against Red Deer. As Levitt steals one shorthanded, scores. There's one for Strudwick. Kane Strudwick putting a choke slam on the Rockets here. Power play was done. Right at the end of it anyway, as Levitt made a good play out of the corner, and Strudwick's able to deposit the 13th goal of the game for OHA Edmonton. Here comes more. Oh, Strudwick trying to go between his legs on that one. Came close to doing it as Harrington sends it back behind the net. 6 minutes to go, second period. Here's Sluggett for the Rockets. Little burst of speed. Centers it. And that'll be covered up by Germain. And a little bit of excitement around.
And number 24, Strudwick. Time of goal, 6:36.
Shots 46-6 in favor of Edmonton. Not quite as lopsided as the first, where they had 33 to only, I think it was 2 for the Rockets in the first period. And here we've got a 13-4 shot advantage for Edmonton, which is a lot more typical, we'll say. But they've still managed to score 5 times and extend their lead. And that's sent in deep into the corner. Out to the slot, a shot. Harvey got it to the net into the corner. And that'll be banked ahead by Steele. Little move by Harlech. And that deflects into the corner. Wrap around by Pellick. Back to Harvey. With some traffic, gets it to the net. And a save made by Zinner. He'll keep hold of that. Zinner thrown to the Wolves when he came on in relief of Vose in the first period. Made a few nice stops mixed in with the constant pressure. Another draw here in Okanagan territory. Still 4-4 Red Deer, Colorado. 9-2. Calgary International Hockey Academy leading the Calgary Bisons. It's been a good week for CIHA. Last weekend, they played 2 against OHA Edmonton in league play in the CSSHL U15 Prep League. And were one of now only 2 teams to get a win against Edmonton in league play this season. Beat them 5-2. Montgomery holds on to it into the corner. Centered. Will hop back to the line. Now, it was 2 games between the 2 teams. CIHA got the first one 5-2, but Edmonton then responded with a 9-3 win the next day. So they didn't go quietly. But then the 2 teams met up again yesterday to start this tournament, and CIHA beat them 4-2. Well, it seems like Calgary has got a bit of a recipe to contain all the offense that Edmonton brings. Just doesn't always work. But to keep this team to 2 goals twice in a week, very impressive for CIHA. Interesting if they end up matching up again, how that would turn out. Gillespie pinching in. Can't hold that puck. And that'll be fired across center. A little physical play there from the Rockets. Blondin. 2:18 to go in the second. And back behind the net. Fired up long distance off the stick of the Rockets defender, Romandic. Circling back to the line now for Edmonton, and shooting his ride out. Aim to Coder. He keeps that in. Now Levitt. Nice little move by Levitt, then it got knocked off his stick. Levitt on the wall, bumped by Bishop. Behind the net. Trying to center it there is Pashko, who's got 2 in this game. Here's Levitt again. And his shot contained by Zinner. When we come back for the third period, it'll be run time, by the way. In the third, when there's a lead of more than 6 or more, the clock turns to run time at this event. So just so you know, it's what to expect in the third frame. Still 4-4 between Colorado and Red Deer. That's got 10:38 to go. Third period. Again, no impact in the standings, but looks like it's a real entertaining game. As that puck deflects down in behind the Okanagan net. OHA after it. Nice steal for Edmonton by Harvey. Harlock to Miller, tried to center that to Pellick. And that's broken up and cleared for the Rockets. Dumped into the corner of Edmonton territory by Lamoureux. And skated back the other way now by Harvey. 20 seconds to go in the period. Lynham all alone into the slot, and his shot knocked Zinner's stick out of his hands. Here's Miller. Tried to slide that across the front of the net. Comes to the line to Lynham. His pass broken up. And we're through 40 minutes of play. Edmonton adds 5 more to their total. 13-0. OHA Edmonton over the Rockets after 2 on HN Live.
Join the HN Live family with its new video platform, HN Live Plus.
Oh! No. Oh, it's over! Whoa!
Not only will you get a platform with paywalls and copyright protection, but also 4K streaming at the lowest pricing with customer support.
Here comes Boyle on a breakaway. 5-hole scores!
HN Live Plus will also bring high-quality video production, video editing, and social media support to help grow your brand. Join the fastest-growing sports streaming company in North America, HN Live Plus. Call today and showcase your content.
Well, a lopsided score to this one so far. It is 13-0 in favor of the Okanagan Hockey Academy Edmonton roster over the Okanagan Rockets. Through 40 minutes of action. And this third period will be played at run time, given the score discrepancy. Edmonton on the attack here. Kim back to the line, a shot And a save made and held by Jackson Zinner. If you look at the scoring in this game with all the goals, nobody's really had a particularly dominant performance individually. Braden Lynham, 2 goals and 2 assists. Oh, hey. Puck gets stuck here. Take a look in the chin guard. Oh, goaltender Jackson Zinner. When you face so many shots, it's bound to happen, I guess. 53 he's had to handle in this game. A backhand there by Coder. So Lynham's got 2 goals and 2 assists. And there, number 14, Kelson Harlock, has got a goal and 3 assists. They're 2 guys who've got 4 points in the game for OHA Edmonton. Then a few with 3. Merrick Pashko, 2 goals, 1 assist. Hayden Harvey and Kane Strudwick. Strudwick, who I thought had scored, didn't get credit for the goal. He's got 3 assists. There's a shot by Levitt. Stopped. Wrap around, trying to tuck it in, and a save made by Zinner. Artello Forstall, 2 goals. Goal and an assist for Rideout, Levitt, Pellick, and Miller. Whaling and Montgomery, 2 helpers. Ian Kim a goal, Harrington a goal, Weisgerber an assist, and Gillespie. So far, only 2 players out there for Edmonton haven't gotten onto the score sheet in this game. Martinuck, who I don't know if I've seen, honestly. And so he might not be playing. And Wim Cordair. Wim Cordair in as an affiliate player for Edmonton. Now, one of those games where, yes, you're putting on a dominant performance, but also it's not all from 1 line or 2 lines, it's the entire lineup that's delivered. As they come in offside here. Again, it's run time in this 3rd period. Montgomery going to be a key factor for them as they advance on into the playoff round tomorrow, and wait to find out who their opponent is going to be. They'll play in the 2nd spot in the quarterfinal. So the 2nd game of the day on the Messier rink. Just don't know yet against who. Away now for Edmonton, Montgomery. Takes a bump. There is a knockdown over in the corner. Forstall kind of went flying. He'll center it to Montgomery. Wrapping around for Forstall. Came back to the line. Harvey. Zinner without his stick. Able to make a glove save on that. And he hangs on. An update. Still tied and headed to overtime between Colorado and Red Deer. That's been a heck of a contest. I like, for Colorado, coached by Richard Matvichuk, to have the game they had last night against Burnaby and just get wiped out 9-1 and get knocked out of playoff contention in the process, which I'm sure disappointing too. Come all this way and just like that, you're out of the mix. Oh, there's a nice deflection in for Edmonton by Rideout. Their first goal of this third period. And that makes it 14-0. Rideout had a couple of nice plays around the net today. This time, able to get one through. It's going to the net, and the puck sort of followed him. And instincts to just chuck it through the wickets. As I was saying, for Colorado to have that game against Burnaby, hard hit there delivered in the neutral zone by Edmonton's Whaling. To have that game they had against Burnaby and then go up against a Red Deer team that is 2-0, always among the best teams in these showcases, always among the best teams in their league. Could have been easy to just get pumped here again this evening, and they've made it a heck of a game. I'm sure we'll get you the winner when it happens. And by the way, you are welcome. We won't be mad at you if you switch over and watch the end of that game. All these games are available on hnlive.ca, so you can feel free. But we'll also play the highlight of the win. There's great hockey all throughout this tournament. Even when you get the blowouts, we're watching the future of this sport. We're seeing players that are going to go on to the Western Hockey League, to the other junior leagues across North America, one day to the big show. Future NCAA players, future pros, future NHLers on this ice. I mean, you look at the talent in this group from OHA Edmonton, I would be surprised if there isn't a couple of guys here at least who play some games in the Big Dance. And it's always fun to get a chance to see these guys as they are going through their development stages, as they're working through the warts in their game, growing. And the change from when you're the best guy on your team, the best guy in minor hockey, to all of a sudden, oh wow, I'm surrounded by a lot of really good players. And you think that's tough, just wait till you get to junior. And if you think that's tough, just wait till you play pro. But the journey is always so fun to watch. And then you see players that have been here go on to represent Canada, go on to represent the United States. And we've had a chance at HN Live, because we also broadcast Hockey Canada tournaments, to watch guys who go from playing in major showcase events like the John Reid and then play for Canada at the World Under-17 Hockey Challenge, play in the TELUS Cup. It's great to be a part of that journey and to see these players every step of the way. And we're seeing some guys here on both these teams that are going to get their names called this coming May in the Western Hockey League draft, that's for sure. The next step in that journey. Here's another chance to ride out. Turned aside by Zinner. And we're already through 10 minutes of this third period now. Overtime over between Red Deer and Colorado, 2 minutes into it or so. Don't tell me it's going to be a shootout. Somebody end that. 3-on-3. Random point. I haven't got a chance to watch much of it, but I know there's been a couple of leagues that have implemented a change to 3-on-3 where they've put a rule in place that you can't go back over center once you cross it. I'd love to see that extended elsewhere. Because that's the one thing about 3-on-3 that's been, as it's iced here by Edmonton, it's been spoiled a bit by the obsession and natural obsession with puck possession, where they'll peel back and peel back and peel back again. And it takes away some of the excitement of the 3-on-3, which is really meant to watch teams go all out, make mistakes, and lead to odd man rushes. This hearing, Braden, yeah, I agree that Brandon, it should be 10 minutes also. Brandon in our truck saying, well, you're 10 minutes, I like that. But I don't see the highest level changing to 10 minutes. Because then if you don't get a goal in 10, they still have to go do the shootout. And it's the amount of TV time, how late the game goes. But the over and back rule is definitely overdue. Centered and deflected wide by Levitt. My understanding is there is a couple leagues doing it. I think BC's tried that this year. I haven't watched a lot of it, or any, to be honest, but I'm curious how that's translated. We have a winner between Colorado and Red Deer. We'll keep you in suspense and wait till the next whistle. Don't go spoil it for you. Wait till we get a whistle and we can check it out. At the line, Coder. Puck deflects to the wall. And that'll be ice, so should have a chance to get a look now. Here is the winner. And really, who else? Same guy who's dominating at this level wherever he plays, Deneau, scores the overtime winner. A little bit of a heartbreaker for Colorado, who did a great job. And they got down a couple times, battled back, forced overtime, but number 21 for Red Deer steps up in big moments. And there's a nice save made by Zinner on a snapshot from Edmonton's Weisgerber. Great job by our team getting that clip cut quickly. From director to editor to everything happening back there. Our camera people, you know, us play-by-play guys, the most we work is 3 times a day for the most part. These guys are here from game 1 to the end of the night, bringing you all this action. So credit to that whole crew for bringing you the picture you're seeing and the different angles and the replays, cutting to goals from other games, trying to make this as much of a show as we can for you guys. We've got a really talented crew here. People who shoot professional broadcasts. Making this look as good as we can for the future of this sport. Here's a shot off the bar. Right out looking for another one. And it's a lot of fun to do it too. As that one skated through the neutral zone. It is something, and I've never shot a game, but when you start to watch it with a more critical eye, you can see the people that have done it at the highest level, how much talent and work goes into being really good at it, versus when you see it done by people who aren't. So it makes me really appreciate getting to be surrounded by that kind of talent. As we get another face-off inside the Okanagan Rocket zone. Great thing about this sport, even in a game like this, in these showcase tournaments, there's always very quickly another game to play. So if you're a Rocket parent or fan, you're a player, hey, they get at it again tomorrow. Won't be in the playoff round, but they have a chance to play again tomorrow. There'll be scouts in the house. They're traveling, enjoying the game they love, and they'll be back on the ice again, looking for some redemption tomorrow. For OHA Edmonton, after losing their first game here at the tournament this week, as the play is called on a high stick, they've reasserted their offensive dominance in the two games since. 9-1 over Colorado, or over 9-5 over the Bisons, I should say, and 14-0 here against the Rockets. And they'll carry that into whichever opponent they get out of Pool D tomorrow, as OHA Edmonton tries to make a return to the championship final of the John Reid, which they were in last year. And they had a game like this go against them in a 15-1 loss against NAX in a championship game that they'd love to get some redemption for. Shot 69-6 in favor of Edmonton as they keep coming. There's shot number 70 in the game. And Zinner keeps battling. Great effort by the young Rockets netminder to get across. Here's Strudwick setting it up. And Pashko, who scored already in this game, couldn't lift it over the glove of an outstretched Zinner. Good effort. He hasn't given up on it. Getting a chance out there against some elite shooters. That's centered by Weisgerber. Comes back to the line. Montgomery had it deflect to the corner. And held in by Harvey. Another save made by Zinner, stretching out as Weisgerber goes to the net. And that will do it.
And that concludes our third period.
OHA Edmonton
OHA 14.
dominant in the early going, and there's an excellent glove stop by Zinner, showing again that he was going to battle through right to the end. And he gets some thank yous from his teammates for the way that he kept at it. A 6-save shutout for Rowan Germain. Kept them all out of his net today. The main thing for OHA Edmonton, after a loss to start this 2026 John Reid Memorial Tournament, they did what they had to do in the next 2 games. Took care of business in a big way over the Bisons and over the Rockets, and they've earned themselves a spot in the playoff round tomorrow. And we'll find out in our last 2 games of the day who that's going to be against. OHA Edmonton, their goal of getting back to the final of this tournament, but with a different result this time, still alive. For Okanagan, they still will play tomorrow. There's more hockey to be played, as the 4th place team in Pool C, they will go on to play the 4th place team from Pool D at the Messier Arena tomorrow at 4:30. We don't yet know who that's going to be. Fairmont playing NAX coming up next here at the Performance Arena. We'll try and ensure it's not them. But if NAX wins that game, it would be Fairmont that would play Okanagan tomorrow at 4:30.
Number 1, Zimmer.
Player of the game for the Rockets, Jackson Zinner. Really battled hard after coming on in relief in the first period. Made some
And now,
quite nice
for
stops.
OHA Edmonton, number 10, Montgomery.
And Micah Montgomery, named player of the game for Edmonton. Really tough to narrow it down with all the scoring they had. Certainly wasn't one dominant player out of all of them, but Montgomery named player of the game along with Zinner. A game that turned Edmonton's way very early and often. They struck 8 times in the first period, 14 in total for as dominant a win as you'll see, outshooting Okanagan 71-6 and moving into the playoff round tomorrow at the John Reid Memorial Tournament.